Hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome if you are new to the channel, and welcome back if you love me. I love you too. We're here for an almost personal reading. So for those of you guys who are new, I do these videos in parts. The first is dedicated to discernment and figuring out if this message is really for you, right? Because a lot of times people on social media, YouTube, they get addicted to trying to force every single reading to fit for them, and not every reading is for them. So the first part, Pineapple Charms, AstroDice, is dedicated to helping your discernment. If you want to fast forward through it, there will be timestamps in the replay, okay? You could fast forward right into the overall energy of the message if you want. Okay. And that's where I'm going to get into the Harrow cards and my hand drawn deck to figure out what energy we're dealing with. Third part, I get some tarot insight. So we start to get a little bit more specific into the different dynamic shifts going on between the overall energies. And then the fourth part is some guidance. All right. And that's how we do it. I got some new charms for Pineapple Charming. Before we get into Mr. Charming, I did pick up some new charms. I saw them and I was like, you know what? I was like, I gotta get them. So there's gold and there's silver. Okay, so masculine, yang, is gold, and feminine, yin, is silver. And they've got black, pink, these are the crystals inside, and red. Okay. And they're hearts, right? They're hearts, and the hearts are literally like melting with chains. And I thought, when we're dealing with connections with people, like, what is it that's connecting us, and who is the one most affected by it? So black is trauma bonds. Red is like sex magic or lust connections. And then pink is past life connections, right? Where the connection is harmonious, right? The soul recognition is harmonious, but there's some kind of pain there, right? Or just a past life lesson in general that, you know, hasn't wrapped up from a previous cycle yet. So all 6 charms are now going into the pineapple. All right, so we've got some additional charms. I love new charms. In case anybody ever wants to have their own personal charm inside Pineapple Charming, so that you know if I pull your charm beyond a doubt that it's your reading, you can have your own charm inside Pineapple Charming. If you shoot me an email, my email's in the description. I'll send you a PO box, and you can actually just send a charm here, and you'll watch me live, just like you just did. Put it in the pineapple. All right. So given, you can always resonate to other charms, but you'll know beyond a doubt if I pull your charm, it's your reading. There's something in there for you, right? So Pineapple Charming has literally well over 1,000 charms inside of them, okay? One or more of the charms can resonate to you. If the charms resonate to you, if the letter beads or the sign beads resonate to you, chances are there's a message in here for you. Okay. It could be the entire message that is your message, or it's just one thing I say into the message and you're just like, that's why Spirit gave me the charms. That's why I had to hear it. Right. And that one thing clicks and it works out for you. Right. I intend that whatever message comes through, Spirit is giving it to you in your highest good, and you would not be meant to hear it if you weren't meant to hear it. Okay, so with that, let's see who this is for. Oh, I should probably write down timestamps. Oh, I'll have to go back to where I started explaining charming. So let's see what kind of charms we've got today. Spirit would guide me to go live. All right. Thank you, Charming. Let's see. Got a pin board. Ooh, I've got one of my mood clouds. It's our happy nighttime cloud. So you might have been getting more creative at night recently. You may also have been dealing with insomnia, but aren't necessarily mad about it. It could also be that you're connecting with certain people at night, or that you've been processing through more of your emotions at night, or been doing a lot of extra thinking, right? The nighttime cloud has time to really think on and reflect on things. Okay. So that's our nighttime cloud. We've also got the waves. Okay. So you may do some surfing, you may ride waves in some which way, shape, or form. You may also be really close, like living near the water. You may have dealt with hurricanes, or you know, worst case scenario, worse. I don't think we've had any tsunamis recently, but you know, this message is in divine time. So when you catch it, you catch it. Something to do with the water, and definitely like high water. Okay. We've also got, oh, I don't know if we've ever actually pulled this charm. It's my Irish hat. My leprechaun hat. So you might be Irish. You might be Irish or live in Ireland or something like that, right? That's definitely our luck of the Irish hat, our leprechaun hat. So, you know, take it how it resonates for you. You could have anything that I say during Pineapple Charming. You can have it as tattoos. Like, it's all synchronistic once I start pulling charms. I've also got a pink diamond, pink gem. Okay. Could be synchronistic for you. Oh, I've also got my Keep a Secret charm. So you may be keeping things a little bit tight-lipped right now. You may literally be keeping some things to yourself, keeping your own secrets, not letting other people in on your business. Or there is literally some kind of secret that's significant that you might know or be finding out. We've also got our Patriot's charm. So you may be a patriot of your country, whatever your country is. You may consider yourself a patriot. You might also be in the United States, living in the New England states. You might literally be a Patriots fan. All right, football, American football. All right, so Patriots. I've also got a seamstress's mannequin. So you may make your own clothes, or this might be relevant to someone who does. I've got a feather. Quite long feathers, so you might be finding them lately. They might be synchronistic for you. I've also got my pink winged heart. So your angels are definitely around you, right? Because feathers are synchronistic with people who've passed away. They're indicative of our angels being present and with us. So especially if it was a girl or a female that has passed away, they might be making their presence known to you in general, and now they're making their presence known again here with the charms. Okay. I've also got the palm tree. So you may live in a state where palms are prevalent. Could also be, well, anywhere where palms are prevalent. But I know like South Carolina's symbol is a palm tree with like a crescent moon. So take them as they resonate. I've also got the pink heart again, but with as a key this time. So if you did have someone pass away, they might be trying to give you some kind of clues or helping you with some kind of healing, especially if they've been coming in your dreams with the nighttime cloud. Okay. I've also got our oak leaf or maple leaf. I guess it's more of a maple than it is an oak. Huh. This is definitely maple. All right, so I've got a maple leaf. I always think of Canada when I get maples. Then I've got snowman. All right, so we've got our snowman charm. You may have just made one recently, or maybe you had a good old time singing Frosty the Snowman over the holiday. I've also got our magic carpet. So our magic carpet, it always reminds me of like the Middle East and different countries out there, right? Especially because they're known for their carpets, and you know, Aladdin, all the mythology around magic carpets ties out over there. So you might have ancestry that links you back there if you're not outright in one of those countries right now. Okay. Ooh. I've got, if I don't lose it, I've got the castle. I've got the castle. Now the castle could be Disney World, but I was literally hearing places like old castles like Bulgaria or like Lithuania, Transylvania, like places like that, like out there in Europe. So that might be significant too. We did get the Irish charm, so there might be old Irish castles or like Scottish castles and things like that, Scotland. But places where castles are relevant, if, like I said, it's not synchronistic to you outright in some other way. We've got the castle charm. I've also got a purdy deer, big antlers. All right, so you might do some hunting or you might see them lately. I've also got my Dalmatian charm, who's been showing up. And Dalmatians are also indicative of firefighters. So, you know, if you don't have a Dalmatian outright, firefighters might be relevant for you. I've also got another little doggy charm. So, you know, you may own a pet, own a dog in general, have little fur babies. It's crazy. I have cat charms, but the dog ones always end up coming out. I've also got one of our owl charms. All right. So you might be seeing synchronicities for them. They might be one of your favorite animals. You might have one as a tattoo. You might love Goddess Athena. Your name might be Athena. You know? I've also got a mermaid. Okay. Mermaids may be synchronistic for you. You may be really drawn to them. I've got two starfish, green and blue. So take it as it resonates for you. They might be your favorite colors. But there's green and blue. Two. All right, I've also got the Lover's card, Gemini energy. Choice energy, major choice point energy. I've got the sailboat. So you might own one or be thinking about owning one. I've got a pink crown. candy cane. Super significant if you're eating one right now, but you know, if you've been eating them lately, it's the holiday season, right? Candy canes are still around. I personally had one mini one, like one of those little mini ones this year, but that was it. I was good. I was good this year on candy. We also got a sewing machine. So we did get the mannequin right out. Now we got the sewing machine. So a seamstress for sure, right? Someone who does work with fabrics and clothing. And then I got 2 micro cards. 2 of my little micro poker cards. I've got the 9 of Hearts and the Joker, one of the Jokers. Tarot equivalents are the Fool and the 9 of Cups. So you may be taking a really big leap of faith on a wish. And to be fair, nothing beats that Joker. So I think that you're inclined to get it. If you're in the process of working on a wish granted, I think you're going to get it. All right. Signs. I've got double aqua. So you might have more than one significant aqua placement. You can have aqua sun, aqua Jupiter, aqua rising, aqua moon, aqua Venus, aqua Chiron, Mars, fill in the blank, right? You might have 2 majors in Aquarius. I've also got Aries and Capricorn. All right. So you might have big 3 placements in any of those or be dealing with someone who does. Those placements might be significant for you. We could also most definitely be dealing with those signs and what is going on in those signs right now. Okay. Like as of present day, given you catch it in divine time, you catch it in divine time. The placements are going to be what they are. As of right now, the sun is in Capricorn. We definitely have Pluto and the sun both transiting into Aqua this month. That's going to be a huge deal. And then we've got Mercury, who is coming back from Sagittarius, and Mars coming out of Sagittarius, and Venus is going to be catching up from Sagittarius, all going into Capricorn. And then we've got Aries, which North Node's in there with Chiron, right? We're about to have that conjunction coming up. So take them how they resonate. Now, as far as letters go, I've got just 3 letters this time. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the way they have colors, okay, they're color coded for those who need it really, really specific, like slap them in their face specific, okay, but don't get hung up on the colors. Just take the letters as they resonate. Blue is for boys and pink is for girls. It doesn't matter to me what you resonate as long as it makes sense to you. Hey, Rita, how are you? Beautiful. And then I have white and black, which is yang. White is masculine dominant, and then black is yin, that's feminine dominant. Okay, so I've got a white A, blue Q, and blue J. You might be seeing blue jays literally as a synchronicity. So definitely male and masculine dominant energy. Doesn't mean that you can't be a girl though, okay, that you don't, resonate as feminine. But we've got names like Aaron, Alex, Jack, Quinn, Quentin. You can have any kind of first, last, middle name. Quigley, Jacobson, Jason. You could even have like Jennifer, because we could do female names too. You can be masculine energy dominant as a female for sure. Let's see. Aaron, John, Alexis, Jade. Josh. Albus. Maybe you're a Harry Potter fan. Right. And they could be abbreviations for like places that you live as well. Okay. Yeah, we are. We're good. He treated me to dinner today, my son. He's so sweet. He's like, can I take you out to dinner? I was like, yeah. Okay. My son is so sweet. He took me out to dinner today. So those are the letters. All right. So you guys can take them as they resonate. Now, we're going to get into the AstroDice. Okay. Big threes. We've got 9th house, Mercury, and Libra. If my camera will focus. Okay. All right. So, Mercury in Sag, 9th house, that's obviously there. Okay, that's what's going on right now. Signs could be Sag, Gemini, Virgo, and Libra. The houses that may be significant in your chart are the 9th house, the 3rd house, the 6th house, or the 7th house. Planets, Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus. Okay. We've got South Node going on in Libra as well. Okay. So you may be dealing with a nodal return or something like that. These kinds of energies, when they're put together, especially if you do literally have Libra ruling your 9th house with Mercury in it, okay? This kind of energy is someone who communicates from a devil's advocate kind of way, seeing both sides of the story, not necessarily taking a side, but seeing both sides and communicating both sides, weighing pros, cons, putting things into perspective for the purpose of wisdom, right? For the purpose of expansion. Mercury and Libra in the 9th house is someone who does their best to educate other people on a soul level by helping them see the whole picture, especially from someone else's point of view. Okay, Libra is really good at that. They like to get an unbiased perspective from multiple different angles and then draw an overall conclusion based on all of the information being put on the table, right? It's really easy to get locked into our own perspective and fail to see things from someone else's shoes. But Libra, Mercury in the 9th house is really good at teaching the souls of people, right? It's not educating the mind, it's teaching the soul in the 9th house. And so it's definitely getting into the habit of thinking and communicating from a total perspective so that you can move ahead in a highest good kind of direction and not end up missing something along the way that you'd have to catch up on or backtrack over later, right? It's putting all of the evidence out there. Like if you think of, court of law or something like that, like mishandling evidence or destroying evidence is like a big no-no, right? So Libra wants all of the evidence. They want to weigh everything and then take a look at all the different perspectives before coming to a conclusion. Right. And to be fair, they're more likely to let you decide after they put everything on the table, as opposed to deciding for you once everything is on the table, because Libra is the courtroom, it is the evidence, but they are not the jury and they are not the judge. That's Scorpio. So Libra will put it all out there and then ask you the questions so that you can come to a conclusion about everything that they've presented, right? That you would decide what is in your highest good based on everything. So Libra, Mercury, 9th house, Sag, Virgo, 3rd house, 6th house, right? Libra is 7th house, Venus, Jupiter. You can have any of those placements mixed up, okay? And those dice would make sense for you. Now that we've got the discernment part out of the way, we're going to get into some Harrow. I know y'all love the Harrow with me. Now, for those of you not familiar with Harrow, Harrow cards are not tarot cards. They are from the world of Pathfinder, Dungeons and Dragons style. Okay. They just work exceptionally well in real life divining. So we've got some Harrow cards. Okay. If you would like to get your own deck, I got mine off eBay. I don't actually think they make them anymore, so you'd have to find them on something like that. Okay. Harrow. There's 2 different editions. The decks are generally the same. It's just the 2nd edition. The cards are just a little bit bigger and the colors are just a little bit brighter, but they're the same, essentially the same cards. Okay. So Spirit, please. Or you could just keep tuning in here. And I will use them for you. I love that Spirit's kind of like brought me into a steady deck to use for like personal, almost personal reads and stuff. I kind of love it. So what's the overall energy, please? Spirit. What energies are we dealing with? Now, while I'm shuffling these guys, all of the D&D cards have alignments, whether that is lawful, chaotic, evil, good, or neutral. Okay, when cards come flipped up in reverse and they are misaligned, lawful flips to chaotic and good flips to evil and vice versa. Neutral always stays neutral. Okay, so what is going on? And you could think of like good and evil as like light versus shadow, right? High vibe, low vibe, stuff like that. Okay. We've got the desert. We are not unfamiliar with this card here. What else? The vision. Not unfamiliar with that card either. And the Snakebite. This card is relatively new coming out here. And I got 3 other cards that flipped out upside down together. I don't know what they are. I'm being told to just put them to the side. So we're just going to leave them face down for a second. Okay. We'll get there. We've got divine time. All right. The bottom of the deck is the trumpet. And the top of the deck is the dance. It's about to get interesting. Okay. The dance and the trumpet. All right. So let's get some insight into the overall energy. The dance is a dexterity card. It has to do with your ability to move and your speed. Okay. The dance is lawful good aligned. The dance is a rich and delicate framework that, like the universe itself, requires everyone within it to abide by its rules, lest the entire construct collapse. It advises staying in perfect step, knowing your place in the greater good. Those who step out of the pattern do so at their peril. Everybody has to follow the rules, okay? When we talk about the rules and the universe, we're talking about divine law, right? Universal law, the 12 universal laws, the law of oneness, the law of relativity, the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of gender, right? The law of duality, essentially. So when we're talking about the 12 laws of the universe, you really can't get out of the fact that you are abiding by those laws. Like, you can't, for example, be in a low vibration and not expect to attract low vibratory experiences, right? No matter how good your intentions are, if your vibe is low, you're going to attract bullshit in your life, right? Hey Lola, how you doing? No different than you're in high vibration, even if shitty things are appearing to happen. Yeah, Happy New Year. Even if things are appearing to happen that aren't great, sometimes it's aligning you for your highest good because you're in high alignment, and it's pulling things that are low vibe out of your experience because otherwise they would take you down with it, kind of thing. So when we're dealing with the dance, no one is exempt. No one is exempt. I will say this, because people get all upset, you know, when they think that someone who hurt them is with somebody else now and blah, 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 and they're happy and they moved on. Listen, the universe, depending on how low the energy is, creates a build in order to create an equivocal drop. Okay. Sometimes the universe literally has to build people up just to crash it all in order to make things fair, to let them think they got away with what they got away with, only to have it blow back in their face later. Okay. So don't be upset if someone did you dirty and apparently is doing just fine right now and you don't know how karma hasn't hit them yet. Okay? The universe is letting you know everybody has to follow the rules. And even if you're struggling because you made a high aligned choice, even if you're struggling, the whole point is you're going to get out on the other side, though. You are going to be fine on the other side making your high aligned choices, right? You're not going to stay down or stay struggling while forever the universe is just like, all right, well, they align themselves in high alignment. Now we just got to keep them there in faith long enough for me to realign all the different shit because, they hopped off a low vibe timeline and onto a higher one, right? They changed timelines. They're writing a new story. They're drawing it up from a new vibration, right? So everything happens for a reason. And you can't pretend that you are exempt. Like, sometimes people think like, oh, well, I don't care. And as long as I don't feel guilty, I'm fine. People know what is right and what is wrong. And even people who say they have no feelings and they're narcissistic, sociopath, psychopath people, okay, at some point will always end up having karma blow back at them. Because in connection with the whole soul, the one, we're all connected, right? We're not separate. They hurt a part of themselves. A part of themselves is hurting as another person, right? Same soul, different bodies. The soul is hurting. You wouldn't even be putting that pain on other people if you yourself weren't hurt to a position of not caring about whether or not you hurt because you're in such a wounded state, and that you would hurt other people just to not hurt yourself, right? That you would pretend you don't have feelings or don't have emotions. The universe teaches them the hard way. They go through major losses until they wise up, right? So the dance is about everything being fair. It's lawful good, which means it is divine law in the highest good. It's unconditionally loving. Okay. The trumpet is also lawful good. The trumpet is a declaration of power. This Archon is an aggressive force who wades into the direst situations without hesitation in the cause of right. Okay. So this is someone with the dance, okay, being on the top. Everybody is where they need to be at a certain time. So if the universe, right, was giving certain people opportunities via the Archon to level up, to learn something, they either did or didn't learn it, right? The Archon comes in like a trumpet, literally like a trumpet, who will go into the direst of situations in the cause of right. This Archon does as they're guided, divinely guided, and shows up where they're meant to show up at the right time. If the universe, right, called in an Archon to elevate someone, and they did not elevate, they didn't follow the path that the universe was presenting to them in divine time, right? It was their time to be divinely educated. It was their time to get wise, right? If you are dealing with someone who thinks they know it all and can't be humbled and taught something or see things from a different perspective, well, the Archon's going to keep moving, right? The Archon's going to keep moving, law of attraction. They're going to keep in alignment with other high vibe potential, right? They're high vibe. They're moving around in the dance of things, connecting with other people who are of high alignment and or are potentially able to move up to their vibration. People either take it or they don't. Right? They are the divine's blessing, God, source, creator's blessing to help us move forward when we get stuck. Like, hey, are you stuck in your mentality? Are you stuck in your pain body? Are you stuck in your routine of a life? Are you stuck in your belief system? I'm going to throw in an Archon, see if we can't level you up, right? It's a grace from the divine. That's a divine grace. That's a divine mercy. Hey, you're in cycles where shit happens a lot, but you've done enough good things that the universe might literally throw you an Archon to pull you up out of it. All you have to do is embrace the Archon, right? Embrace the wisdom that it's bringing, or don't, right? That's the theme of the reading. The universe moves pieces around, right? They move certain energies, certain people around. They're divine Archons. Now, the desert. If y'all are familiar with the desert, you already know. But the desert is a chaotic good environment. Okay, it's an environment. The environment is so bleak that none can survive it without aid. For those who find that aid, the journey across the wastes can lead to great things. If misaligned, it implies the subject cannot rely on the help of others and will assuredly be lost. The Sphinx on this card can refer to a mystic or a doctor bringing salvation in times of plague or illness, right? Now, it's not misaligned, so no one's being lost. It's talking about the environment that this Archon's in. This Archon was put into a situation, right, that no one can survive it without aid, without a mystic or quote unquote doctor, right? Without the Sphinx, the guide to see them through it. It's really easy to get lost if you're misaligned. So the Archon came in, right, per the dance, the Archon came in to find those who would take the aid, who wants the help. The Archon's not offended if someone doesn't want help. The Archon is not offended. You don't want my help? That's fine. I'm going to move on then, right? The Archon doesn't feel some type of way about it. They are divinely guided to be where they're meant to be. People either move along and elevate and get out of their desert or loveless, right? Because a lack of water metaphorically is love, right? A lack of water is a lack of love of life. You don't love your life. You might love little pieces, but you don't actually love life, the beauty of life, the gratitude of life, right? That overwhelming, like Gratus Aeternum, eternally grateful feeling, right? The Archon comes in to help you unlock that energy, that you would be able to get out of the desert, that dry wasteland, and truly love your life, right? The treasures that are found are great. When you get out of the waste, the treasures are great, right? The vision is chaotic neutral. It represents arcane knowledge. Such knowledge can take the form of madness or cryptic words. This card often means an encounter with a crazy person, but it can also signify a brush of genius. So these cards might literally be describing this Archon energy. The Archon in the reality might literally not come off crazy, but be registered by other people as crazy. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, okay, you can say that. You can think that I'm crazy. You can think that what I'm saying makes no sense. The Archon knows better. The Archon knows better and is not offended by the other person's ignorance. Like, you do not offend me. You can call me crazy all day. Crazy is a word that people use to describe things they don't understand, right? You might not understand the Archon, but it doesn't mean the Archon's wrong, okay? So the Archon is coming in and literally could be speaking in riddles or speaking in words that are foreign. Like, try explaining past life soulmates to somebody who doesn't even believe in reincarnation. They're like, what? Like, past life soulmates, like, they don't even believe. What if you're talking to someone who literally does not believe in a higher power and just believes in science and we're all here because, you know, mammals and evolution? They're like, I don't know what you're talking about, past life soulmate. I don't even believe in past lives. It doesn't mean that the person talking about past lives is wrong. It just means this person is looking at them like they're fucking crazy and they don't want help out of their desert. They don't want to understand, right? The mystic, the Archon is there to help, to offer help, but they don't force it. They don't force it. They let it be known, but they don't force it, okay? Brush of genius. Now, the other energy I've got out here is the Snakebite. Now, the Snakebite is chaotic evil. It's a vile, poisoned weapon. Okay. The snakebite is a vile, poisoned weapon. Poison takes many forms. not all of them physical. The poison on the assassin's blade represents the death of ideas and freedom, as well as the ability to turn friends against each other or poison the minds of the virtuous. Now, the Archon, because the dagger here, this crooked, dripping, poisoned blade, it's called the Snakebite. Okay. It's called the Snakebite. That's what the blade's name is. Okay. Chaotic evil. Whatever the Archon is up against, or whatever they have in their reality, right? We're speaking metaphorically, okay? They're up against someone who is literally trying to make them think they're crazy, right? Because this Archon is human. We're all humans here, okay? We have archetypal energy that we hold. But whoever this is, they're going to try and bring the Archon down, probably without even realizing it. The death of ideas and freedom, turning friends against each other, poisoning the minds of the virtuous. Whoever this is in a situation where they probably do have to let it go. They probably do have to move on. Because the more they stay around this energy, the more likely it is that their mind gets poisoned by said person. Okay. It is the random chance, right? Chaotic is the random chance that the shadow would overpower the light. Mind you, we've got 3 good aligned cards. So it's highly unlikely. It's more likely that the Archon is trying to convince the person wielding this desire to call people crazy. More than likely, the Archon's working on this person. Right? Trying to convince them to destroy that poisonous weapon, so to speak. Destroy it. You don't need it. You would be more powerful with the wisdom that I could teach you. Right? You would be more powerful aligning your energy in high alignment. You don't have to lie. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to steal. You don't have to fill in the blank, right? You don't have to mislead. You don't have to trick. You don't have to use or abuse or take for granted, right? You don't have to manipulate the outer world to get your way. Let me teach you how to align and let what is in your highest good just come to you. Let me teach you universal law. The Snakebite is like, no, universal law is not real. I can do whatever I want. There's no consequence. Karma is an illusion. It's not real. Either you take it or get taken from, right? Kill or be killed kind of world. Only the strong survive, right? And the Archon, the trumpet over here is like, I don't think you understand. At some point, for everything you take, for every lie you tell, you're like racking up some serious negative energy. Eventually, it's going to come back, right? It's going to come back around per universal law, and you're going to pay the price for all of that. Something is going to happen that's going to cause suffering because you're in low vibe. Low vibe experience is going to find you, right? The Archon was sent in to try and help this person out of the desert. Let me show you another way. Now we've got the 3 cards face down, right? We've got the theater, the cyclone, and the peacock. Okay. All right. So this energy, the theater, is a neutral good charisma card. The theater is the card of true prophecy. The puppets act out a scene, just as the prophet acts out a scene in which she has no part. The prophet is the audience, and the prophecy is the show. She has no influence on what she sees, and its importance is often not recognized until too late. I'm telling you, the trumpet already knows. The vision was about communicating words that sound fucking crazy. They're trying to warn this person. Listen, you can call me crazy and think I'm crazy all you want. I'm telling you, if I'm telling you shit's gonna hit the fan, then shit's gonna hit the fan. If karma's gonna come back to you, it's gonna come back to you. You can't ignore your healing. You can't ignore your healing. It's your purpose here. Right? You're here to heal, right? You're here to heal. Living on this earth is a school for souls. We all get these really cool human bodies and get to live different experiences and learn about our vibration and how to manifest good feeling experiences and shitty ones. The trumpet is telling someone, hey, you got a chance to learn, or some shit's good. Yeah, like fucking pulling teeth, man. Like, no, I want to suffer. Fuck your high vibes. It's like, okay, dude. Okay. Fuck my high vibes. Okay. Do you feel better now telling me to go fuck myself? I'm gonna pray for you. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. The peacock, this trumpet person, the peacock is like Moldavite, okay? The peacock is a Moldavite person. Most people stay away from the Moldavite person. No, I don't want to change. The problem is the Moldavite person is right here. They're right here. Okay? They are right there watching the show play out. And it's the fucking cyclone. It's the fucking cyclone. Yep, I'll fuck right off then. All right. Peace. Peace. Peace be with you. Peace. Oh my God. Can't say I didn't try, right? Jesus. The cyclone is chaotic evil, right? So like attracts like, chaotic evil attracts chaotic evil. The cyclone is a force that tears through whatever it meets. This disaster does not come in the course of natural order, but is one that comes from the plots of intelligent beings. Quote, intelligence, not wise. Intelligent. They think they know it all. This is this Libra, Mercury, 9th house thing. The trumpet, right, divine, came through with an Archon, talking to them about you could do this or you could do that, but, you know, maybe you should think about what you're doing. Maybe you should think about what you're doing. They were like, no, I'm definitely doing what the fuck I'm doing. Fuck you, you're crazy. The cyclone tears through whatever it meets. The cyclone signifies war, arson, and other plans that destroy everything they touch. This is the war within the self, right? The war within the self that wants to do good, but feels like they have to do bad in order to live this life and get what they want. They have to do bad to get what they want. They have to be in low alignment. They have to lie, cheat, and steal to get what they want. Because if they don't lie, cheat, and steal, someone's going to lie and cheat and steal them. They don't believe in being good because good people get screwed all the time. And the Archon's like, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. So the cyclone manifests for the snakebite. And our Moldavite Archon is just fucking watching it go down. Watching it. They already know. They already know. They already know. Oh, Spirit. Pulling out my hand-drawn cards. I should have got, all right, you should have got popcorn for this show. Yep, exactly, Lala. Exactly. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. Spirit. Clarify the desert with the vision. Clarify the desert and the vision with this trumpet energy. Clarify the desert and the vision with the trumpet energy. That is way too many. We've got the crown, open door, the sun, and the honey jar. Mind you, the sun's eclipsed, so they're definitely in this high crown mode, right? Open door, life is sweet, and they're being eclipsed out. I'm going to put them back in, but that is essentially the message. Clarify the trumpet with the desert and the vision. Yeah, the shadow of whatever the snakebite individual is totally eclipsing out their light. Like not recognizing their energetic royalty at all, right? Oh my God. They are the mirror. The angel being hung on a cross where the divine weeps. That's what they're doing for the snakebite person. They're saying, look in the mirror at what you're doing. I'm the angel, and you're hanging me on a cross. You have the ability to be an angel. And you're hanging your inner angel on a cross, and the divine is weeping. That's why the divine sent the Archon. Because whoever this is has the potential to be an angel. They are capable of understanding the wisdom. They are 100% capable. 100% capable. And that's why the Archon's there. It's like one angel coming down and trying to reclaim an angel who was fallen. Like, you don't have to be fallen. You don't have to be in the shadow. You can come back and join the light, right? You don't have to be in shadow. You don't have to suffer. And they're reflecting the fact that this person has hung their own angelic energy, right? Their own angelic archetype on the cross, and the divine is weeping. They're mirroring that to this person. Like, you lost touch with your light, and the divine weeps for you. The divine loves you and doesn't want you to suffer, and yet it has to watch you suffer. It has to watch, right? The theater, it has to watch the shit show. The divine does not want to see you suffer. It wants you to stop choosing it, which means you got to learn the wisdom that the Archon's teaching, right? The start line is on top of the deck. You got to start somewhere. You got to embrace the light, right? The Archon came in to give this individual a starting line. Let's just start on the starting line. Let's take one step at a time. Let's take the first step. They're telling the Archon, the trumpet, they're fucking crazy. Clarify the snake bite, please. Clarify the snake bite, please. You cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. They're the demon with their walls up. I shit you not. You cannot make this shit up. We literally have the demon with the wall. And the rainbow, the light, is on the other side of the wall, and they're blocking it out. What? 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 And the starting line is still on the fucking bottom. Wow. 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 I'm going to take a minute and just send out a prayer in that direction of whoever the fuck this is, because that is a stubborn, I know it all, I have all of the answers, and I'm not going to be vulnerable and admit that anybody else is right but me, and if blah, 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 whatever person. It does not get more ignorant than this. This is sheer ignorance, a control freak, no doubt, wildly controlling, and a coward. That's a coward with no honor. They would rather lie, cheat, steal, pit people against each other to get what they want instead of learning a better way. That doesn't result in some crazy loss at the end, right? With karma. They refuse. Prayers sent to them. Like, I don't drink. I don't drink. But people like this, well, they probably drink because they make me want to drink. Like, God damn. I need a glass of wine or something just thinking about this person. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a fucking brick wall of shadow. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, you can't save them, man. You can't save them. You're like, yo, let's just take your walls down. Let me teach you something. Let me show you the rainbow. And they're like, no, more bricks. It's like, yo, you need to chill the fuck out with your brick wall. Like, chill, yo. It's already too high. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, my God. Spirit, please clarify the theater with the cyclone and the peacock. For the love of all that's good, please clarify the theater with the cyclone and the peacock. Clarify the theater with the cyclone and the peacock. Okay, this is way too many. I just got a huge chunk. All right. Okay, so the way I'm looking at these cards, the chunk that fell out, the starting line did come out with the dream and the fish, and then we got the baggage, the needle and thread, and the pedestal. Okay, so the show, right, watching someone who's got a lot of baggage, right, red thread is a Japanese mythos about souls being connected that can never truly break and being put on a pedestal. Right. So we may have at some point really prioritized this person and helping them get rid of their baggage, right? An unbreakable bond in soul that swore to come back and try and help get rid of this person's, you know, heavy baggage. The dream was to get them at the starting line, but that requires them going deep, right? This is the intention. There was some heavy baggage and a vow made to help them get rid of it, right? The thing is, they got to go deep. The first step is being able to see the illusion, right? And really start diving deep to get the value of the self in there, right? To prioritize the inner child or the value within the self, remembering who you were before you were ever tainted by life's experience, right? Clarifying the theater, we've got addiction with the chrysalis and the angel. All right, these three cards are clarifying the other three cards. Okay. So theater, we got addiction. Cyclone, we got the chrysalis. And the peacock, we got the angel. Okay, and the angel's been coming up with the cross and the trumpet, right? We've got the angel on the card. The Moldavite person, right? I was talking about a Moldavite person. Yeah, they're the angel. They are the trumpet. Okay. The theater is addiction. That's the show. So whether it's an addiction to sex, an addiction to escapes like drugs and alcohol, an addiction to power and money, an addiction to something as simple as cigarettes, right? And how cigarettes end up controlling our lives. Sometimes it's a big way, right? Sometimes it's a big way. People like, and I'll give an example, like people think, oh, well, I smoke cigarettes, it's not a big deal. My son fucking hated cigarettes. And when I smoked cigarettes, he hated going out with me. He didn't want to go to the store with me because I used to smoke a cigarette in the car. He didn't want to give me hugs because I smelled like a cigarette, right? He hated it. So when my son and I ended up back together a couple years ago, I quit cold turkey, everything. I used to be a pack-a-day smoker and I used to smoke weed. Quit everything, cold turkey. Straight edge as shit right now. And have been for a couple years. But now, my son goes out with me all the time. My son and I are super close. So, like, people don't realize how upset, especially children, how upset children can get. Knowing that their parent, who they depend on, right, who is supposed to make them feel safe, gets taught in schools that cigarettes are bad for your health and they cause cancer and they cause heart disease and all this shit. You know, and they get worried, like, I want you to quit. Like, I love you and I want you healthy. Like, I don't want you to have a heart attack. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to smoke. It actually affects relationships with kids more than people like to acknowledge or realize. right? Same thing with drugs. Same thing with drugs. Like maybe as an adult, maybe all you do is smoke weed. No big deal. But maybe your kid ends up seeing you smoke weed and they don't like it. But as a teenager, they're like, well, my parent does it, so I'm going to do it. Only their friends are fucking wild and get them involved in more than just smoking weed. Or they're smoking weed that's laced with shit. Like I just saw a reel on Facebook about a 16-year-old girl who ended up dead because somebody gave her some weed that was laced. Laced. You know what I mean? Like, the theater is addiction. It could be an addiction to pain. It could be addiction to suffering. It could be an addiction to people giving them that hits of validation, right? You're the best. I need you. I need you. You're powerful. I don't know what I would do without you. I'm beholden to you. Please, like, please approve of me and provide for me with your power, right? Why bosses get on a fucking power trip. Bosses get on a fucking power trip. Like, I can cut your hours if I want to. I can cut your days. I can promote you. I could tell you that I'm going to cut your hours unless you go to a different position if you want your hours. Right? Bosses can get on a fucking power trip. I'm going to make you wildly uncomfortable and say and do some inappropriate things. And if you don't fucking like it, you can quit or tolerate the fact that I'm literally abusing you. Right? The theater is addiction. The cyclone is the chrysalis. The chrysalis is literally the phase that someone goes through when they're being turned to mush in order to transform into something else. The caterpillar, once they're inside the chrysalis, in this case, the cyclone, which tears everything apart, right? The cyclone tears everything apart. Once they're inside the chrysalis, everything they think they know and everything they think they are is getting torn to shreds. It's getting torn to shreds. They themselves are being turned to mush. And the peacock is watching. As the angel, right? The angel that was reflected being hung on the cross. This person who was in their shadow, right? Putting up their walls. Divine said, okay, you didn't want it the easy way. You didn't want to listen to the Archon, right? You didn't want to do it the easy way. Okay, well, we did it the hard way, but we're going to pull your inner angel out eventually anyway. Right? One way or the other. We're going to get that angel out of you in this life or the next. We're going to turn you into complete fucking mush and tear down everything you thought you knew. You cannot continue to do this to yourself. Right? The divine does not want us to suffer. It doesn't want to teach us the hard way either. We choose it and it weeps for us. We choose the hard way and the divine weeps for us. But the universe is like, so be it. If this is what you need to heal, if this is what you need to learn, if this is what you need to take your walls down, so be it. Like attracts like. The universe gives you what you want. The light hammer is on the bottom. The universe has to whack it open. So be it. Some people literally need to get hit over the head with a fucking light hammer. They're stubborn as shit. They're stubborn as shit. So let's get some insight. We're going to pull the Darkwood Tarot first. Okay. We're going to pull the Darkwood Tarot. Get some more insight, more specifics. into the desert and the vision or the prophecy, right? What the trumpet, what the Archon is actually expressing to the Snakebite, right? The demon Snakebite energy. What is the vision? What are they reflecting back? What is the message being received as crazy, right? What is the message that the trumpet is trying to get across? Insight, please. Because they're trying to say, this is the way, this is the way. So what is it? What is it? Strength card is on the bottom. And the Ace of Cups is on top. And this one's cool because it's got a raven. And the raven's got a shiny thing. A pentacle for the Ace of Cups. So this is the top and bottom of the deck. The Six of Pentacles under that. Yeah, you could definitely be dealing with someone who is literally like, sell your soul for me. Suffer for me. You're like, you can't do that, right? They're saying you can't do that. You can't hold your power over people. You can't ask people to sell their souls, right? You can't do that. You can't be petty as hell when someone doesn't want to do that either. That's not fair. They're like, yeah, well, if you need this, I want this, 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 and this then. And they're like, but I only need this. Okay, well, if you want that, you need it. You need it. I want this, 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 this. Either you're going to give it to me or you're not. And they're like, but that's not really fair. You know, it's like asking someone if you can have an apple and you only need one apple, but you need it, right? You need it. You're starving in the desert, right? I need an apple. And they're like, okay, but I want this that you're carrying. I want that you're carrying. I want that you're carrying. I want this when you get there to where you're going. Like, I want your soul. And they're like, but I just want an apple. And the other person's taking advantage of it, right? Taking advantage of it. Like, okay, well, I want what I want. So do you want to die in the desert? Or do you want to trade me what I'm asking you for the apple? It's that kind of energy, right? And they're saying you can't do that. The Archon, the trumpet, is saying you can't do that to people. You can't take advantage of people. They're offering mercy. The Ace of Cups is mercy, right? I'm Libra Mars too. Yeah. Oh, I get fucking furious when things aren't fair. I will burn shit to my Sagittarian will burn shit to the fucking ground before I deal with something being unfair. Like, you are not going to tie me in something unfair. You're crazy. Ask my exes. You will not tie me into something crazy. You're fucking nuts. So this person is telling them to tame the snake, right? The snake is what tempts at the tree, right? The tree of knowledge. The snake is what tempts. And so they're like, tame your inner snake that tells you need to know it all, and admit for a minute that maybe you don't know it all, right? You like to think you know it all, but let's just assume for a minute that maybe you don't. Would you be open to learning wisdom, right? So they're trying to convince this person to take the cup of love that the universe gives, right? It's the source, the hand of source, God, source, creator, that comes forward on the Ace of Cups and offers the cup of love. They offer the cup of mercy. They offer the overflow, right, of wonderful love your life experiences, right? That's what the Ace of Cups does. It's the universe saying, I'm going to overflow to you and show you mercy. Like, if you want forgiveness, if you want to open the door and change your life right now, you can. You can. Okay, so you've done fucked up things in the past. It's okay. We're opening this door right now, and you can choose a new path, right? Forgiveness, mercy, compassion. Okay. We got the 5 of Cups with the 6 of Cups. So this is the loss of the soulmate, the sacred soulmate. That's coming. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse with the King of Cups. Now the rabbit here is the rabbit here on the 5 of Cups. The rabbit is looking at the spilled cups here, right? And the rabbit's right here on the card with her. She's in reverse with the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is typically going after the Queen of Cups, right? But she's a ghost on the card. Now, queens are feminine energy. Feminine energy receives. The Queen of Cups is in, or the Queen of Coins, right? The Queen of Pentacles is insatiable. It's never enough. It's never good enough. I need more money. I need more power, right? Greed. I need more. Never satisfied. And the King of Cups, the heart space that's sealed off, wants nurturance, wants the Queen of Cups, but the Queen of Cups is a ghost. The Queen of Cups cannot actually exist because they're in the Queen of Coin energy in reverse. The heart space, which is being completely reserved, right? The masculine, the mind, which thinks about love, wants it and can't have it because they're in this insatiable, reversed Queen of Pentacle energy. You can't keep love. You can't obtain love. You can't get the Queen of Cups, ride or die, nurturance energy. You don't get the ride or die when you would be willing to literally sell your soul for more power, more money. What's not fair is not fair. Like the person saying, well, all I want is an apple. And they're like, yeah, you want an apple, but I'm willing to let you die unless you give me all of the shit that I want for the apple. Because I want more power. I want more control. I want more. They're willing to sell their soul, their humanity. They're willing to sell their sense of humanity for power and money and control. They need more. Insatiable. And the trumpet is telling them with the Fool card, right? We had the Joker came out with the High Priestess and the Page of Pentacles. Then I have to go seize an opportunity elsewhere. And you already knew it was coming. You thought you had me in the bag. You thought you could control me. Little did you know, I had an apple up my sleeve. I never needed your apple. I just needed to know if you were willing to heal or not. The answer was not. Okay? I don't need your apple. I'm going to keep my things. And because I know my way out of the desert, I'm going to go. But you know it all, right? So you'll figure it out. The trumpet's like, I got to go. The Fool. With the Six of Pentacles. And the High Priestess. What is the High Priestess? She's the intuitive, right? The prophet. She's the prophet. Right? She's watching the show in the theater. She's like, I gotta go. I'm not a part of the show. I'm gonna watch it. But I'm not a part of it. Page of Pentacles seizes opportunity. Carpe diem. She seizes the moment and moves on. They're going to suffer a loss. At the very least, they're going to grieve the loss of the trumpet. Even if they keep it to themselves. Even if the snakebite never confesses to how much they miss the trumpet. The fact of the matter is they know this person came through with a genuinely beautiful heart space for them. They can't deny the fact that they know that. They know that this person was a gift. A wanderer, right? That moves around and divinely found them to give them an opportunity to heal. They're going to miss the trumpet. That's their most beautiful reflection, right? Their highest potential of what they could be, should they choose it. And that reflection, that possibility just left their reality. Yeah. This person, what this is, the vision, the desert, this is what is going on. The trumpet saying, like, you're gonna lose someone really close to you, whether it's me or someone otherwise. Like, there's a cost for your insatiable desire and inability to heal and be fair, right? Getting into the intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. That's this deck. Okay. Clarify the snakebite, the wall, and the demon. What is going on with them? What's the wall? What poison are they holding? What's the shadow? What demon is their poison in their own mind, right? That's making the wall important. What's the pain behind this energy? What's the pain behind this energy? King of Wands. The King of Pentacles. The Monarch, the Emperor. Clarities, please. It's literally like screaming toxic masculine. Five of Cups. It's out twice now. That's what the Archon was calling him on. Like attracts like, right? You're gonna lose it. You're gonna end up grieving. Clarify the Monarch. They want to be the butterfly. Two of Cups, Five of Wands, Queen of Swords. With the Devil on bottom and the Moon on top. The Moon is childhood wounds. And obviously the Devil. To be fair, that's the mother and the father, because the Devil being Capricorn's energy, Capricorn is the rulership of the father. They have mother and father wounds. And I feel like the Trumpet, the Archon, probably reminds them of someone light, especially if their mother was light, or the light of their mother despite any wounds their mother might have had. I think it reminds them of someone they loved and either loved and lost or loved and hurt them. So the Archon is coming through with the same vibration of light that someone they're familiar with, right? They resonate to. That's why there's that draw, right? That red thread that's connecting them. That unbreakable bond. Trying to get rid of the baggage. You may have been their mother in another life, to be fair. And if something was left unhealed, you might be coming through in this life trying to help them heal it this time in a different way, right? But they have issues with someone that you remind them of, who they loved, but it's painful to remember for whatever reason. It's going to be a little different for everybody, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're conflicted. The Two of Cups with the Five of Wands, they're conflicted. And so they're sharp. The Queen of Swords is sharp. She's not emotional. She's logical, reasonable, cutting. There's no emotion there. There's no emotions on these cards outside of grief. They're getting pings from the universe, right, to level up. The King of Wands with the Eight of Wands. But they're in the Spirit of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles with the Five of Cups. They're grieving the loss of finances or power. They would be grieving the loss of power. I don't know who I am without my power. I don't know who I am if I am not in control. I don't know who I am if I surrender. I'm blind. Both of the kings, their eyes are blinded out. They got just whites. There's no pupils or anything. It's just whites. They really do want to transform. They really want to be in that high masculine energy, all of those butterflies, right? They really do. That's the intention that they hold. They see themselves all powerful. What they don't realize is that they're doing it wrong, which is why the Archon came in to say, this is how you do it. But the Archon reminded them of someone they loved who also wounded them. And they were afraid to trust, or they were afraid to get their emotions involved in any way, because what if I lose this person? What if they hurt me? They remind me of someone else I loved and lost. And so they're all controlling, right? They control their emotions entirely. They bring it all in, and they look at the soulmate with unbalanced scales, right? They're imbalanced here. And they have this inner conflict with the Five of Wands going on. They get petty. They get argumentative. They get on a power trip. and they become cutting. They become cutting with their words. They're afraid of not being in control. Yeah, they're afraid of not being in control. But they're getting these pings from spirit to bloom. They're totally capable. That's why the Archon came in, right? Because they had the potential to be an angel. It's why they came in. It's why they came in the first place. It's why the divine guided them there in the first place. Let's get some insight with the Star Tarot into the theater, the cyclone, and the peacock, with the addiction, the chrysalis, and the angel. Let's get some more insight. It's that energy. What does that look like, Spirit? Tell us a story. What does it look like? What does it look like? Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Princess of Cups. Top of the deck is the Emperor. So we have that masculine energy, right, that comes back out with the Princess of Cups on the bottom, which is all about apology. And the Hanged Man is under that because they're going to see a different perspective. Hierophant is under that. They will probably end up changing their belief system. Okay. Probably learning a Chiron lesson, which sucks, unfortunately. Chiron is a painful lesson. It's the suffering that just keeps on suffering, right? But this person, we have the Three of Swords reversed with the Five of Swords. So the pain is releasing, but as the pain releases, it's going to come out in arguments or fights with people. Verbal confrontation. So in their pursuit to maintain control, as that pain starts to get released, it's going to get released and look like arguing. I would rather be right than be at peace. I would rather be right and lose you than change or find common ground, right? As that pain starts to show itself, is how I'm reading that. The Three of Swords in reverse. It's reminding me of like the pain coming up to the surface and now it's visible. It was buried and now it's becoming visible. Then we get the Devil in the reverse with the Seven of Swords, which the Devil in reverse with the Seven of Swords. They might be admitting, because the chains are coming off, right? With the Devil in the reverse, the chains could be coming off. In that case, the Seven of Swords might be admitting. No, Spirit's telling me no, it's not admitting. If it's in reverse and the chains are coming off with the Seven of Swords, they may tell the lie that they absolutely get caught telling. Especially if they're obsessing over the loss of the trumpet, right? If they're obsessing over the loss, they might be spreading lies about the trumpet and they're getting caught in the lies. People who have been around the trumpet have a feeling about the trumpet and they're like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me, right? Or, yeah, this person is crazy obsessed. Okay, the Devil in the reverse could be the absolute shadow of the Devil card, and it's already a dark card, right? Could be someone who is so hell-bent on regaining control, so hell-bent in their obsession, that they're lying left and right. Ultimately, we get the Justice card with the Nine of Wands, and so the Nine of Wands being the wounded warrior, this one specifically in this deck is aged. He looks very tired, but he has gained wisdom, right? He's become enlightened. He understands the universe and the balancing of the scales, right? He understands the balancing of the scales. So after all is said and done, right, the Archon was telling the Snakebite person, you cannot keep doing what you're doing. It's not fair, right? It's not fair. The scales aren't balanced. It's going to come back and bite you, right? You can't just keep doing what you're doing. And they insisted. They insisted on doing what they were doing, like karma was going to them. And then the cyclone hits. They're trying to grab onto control so bad that they fucking lose it. And they go through the chrysalis, right? They get turned to fucking nothing. They're literally reduced to nothing. That is being humbled as fuck. That's being humbled as fuck. And justice is justice. The scales are balanced now. Like, they paid for the quote-unquote sins. They paid for the misalignment. Because it's not the crimes or sins they committed against other people so much as it's the crimes that they committed against themselves and their own energy by doing what they did to other people. I think ultimately the Emperor, the masculine energy, the Snakebite energy who got the Emperor card is going to have to see things from a different perspective and apologize. I think it's not a matter of have to. I think they're just going to. I think they're going to see things from a different perspective and they're going to become wiser. They're going to become wiser. Yeah, the King of Wands is under that with the Judgment card. They also got the King of Wands, right? The Spirit of Wands. And when they realize that, they're going to want to communicate. They might be terrified and sit on it for quite a while, but the universe is going to spark that fire too. Like, you can't not follow your path, right? We were talking about the dance. You can't ignore the laws of the universe, right? You can't ignore it. If your path is to heal, then you're going to heal hell or high water. If after that healing, you have to apologize and you're avoiding it at all costs, well, maybe I learned it and I just won't say anything. Spirit's like, nope, we're going to put a fire under your ass and get you to do that, because you can't make progress if you think you can deny the steps. There are certain steps. And Spirit is making this person take the steps. The divine is not letting them be a fallen angel. No. Universe is like, no. Like, that does not fly with me. It pains me. It pains me to see you suffering. I can't do it. So I will do everything I can to give you the suffering that you're asking for, but then balancing it and teaching you so you don't keep doing it. Right? It's essentially what the fuck is going on here. Someone is literally learning a hella hard way. And they've been done, been warned. Been done, been warned. They insisted. So let's get a guidance card. We're gonna pull Rumi. We're gonna pull Rumi. Spirit, please. Commitment. Card number 31. The awakened heart is like a lantern. Keep it sheltered from the turbulence of the winds of desire. Rumi. We are all candles lit by one great flame. The breath of life does not extinguish us. On the contrary, it only serves our flame to blaze brighter. Here, in the temple of one love, there is no flickering or smoke to our flame. We are natural in our purpose, simply to bring the warmth and light of love to life. We dance, though we are stillness. We are on fire, though we do not burn. It's crazy. The trumpet is literally blowing fire. Just talking about dancing and fire. This is the Archon talking. There is a flame that must be safeguarded. In truth, it can never be extinguished. It is the light that never goes out. Even with such enduring power, our recognition and respect of this flame is essential to human development. The flame is holy and lies within each human heart. When the flame is recognized for its worth, it ceases to flicker and smoke, becoming very still. And in the stillness, the light can fulfill its destiny to shine brightly so as to reveal every path, absolutely clear and without wavering in the fluctuations of fear and attachment. Desire does not have to be a hindrance on the path. It can show us our passions and help us find our purpose. However, the attachment that can come with desire, the belief that can only be sated with one particular person, one set of circumstances, can cause us to stop looking at what the light is revealing to us, the way forward on our path in the here and now. and instead try to forcibly conjure the shadows to become what we imagine they should be. This is exactly the deal going on between the trumpet, the Archon, and the person who has their walls up, right? Who is locked into their shadow, like guns blazing in their shadow, right? The Archon is trying to tell the person, like, desire does not have to be a hindrance on the path. It can show us our passions and help us find our purpose. However, the attachment that can come with desire, the belief that it is only sated with one particular person or one set of circumstances, can cause us to stop looking at what the light is revealing. The way forward on our path in the here and now, right? You can't conjure it up or force it with shadows. You can't force it, right? Lying, cheating, stealing, you can't force it with shadows. You can't force your purpose that way. You will never be sated that way. You will always be insatiable, right? We were literally talking that language with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Insatiable. When we stop seeing life as it is, showing up for us every moment and engaging with it as it is, we can become careless with the light of the heart. Our huffing and puffing to force what does not need to be forced can cause the heart light to flicker and waver. This can make our way seem uncertain, and doubts can crowd in upon us as the light is compromised in its purpose. We forget to trust in what is because we get caught up in attachment and fear surrounding our desires. Rather than letting life move us, we try to move life. There is a way forward on your path that needs to be seen by you now. It will be helpful for you to have that clarity and that certainty. You might have already caught a glimpse of it, but be doubting your vision or yourself. This oracle comes as a reminder to you, don't doubt. What you are feeling deep within the passionate love of your heart light is true. It is real. You are being led into it by the progress of life itself. You must trust in this, even if it seems at times as though you are being led away from the vision. Right? The Archon has a vision that the snakebite can heal. It has to believe and trust in that vision, even as it walks away. Because the Archon can't force it either. That would be the poison, right? That the snakebite is trying to put on the Archon. I refuse to heal. I'll put up more bricks, more shadow. See if you can save me the deeper I get into the darkness. And the whole time, the trumpet, right, the Archon has to move forward because they're in a state of defiance. They're unwilling. Well, the Archon can only work with who is willing. You have to be willing, right? So the Archon can't force it either. Otherwise, they will become the exact reflection that they're showing to the other person, right? The angel hung on the cross in the mirror. If they hang around too long and exceed the time, right? If they try and force it, they will end up in the exact energy that they're reflecting, right? Life operates according to a genius that is beyond a linear approach. It is to be trusted rather than understood. There is enough challenge in the personal transformation being asked of you to simply take the steps. That is more than enough. You do not have to also create or control the terrain, nor determine the map for the journey. You simply need to take each step that presents itself to you in each moment. Don't let fear that your desire won't manifest cause you to try to bend life to your will. It is an unnecessary battle and one that will not serve your soul here. Instead, show up and be present. Attend to what is before you in each moment and trust yourself. Let the light of your heart take you into serenity that will bring you the balm of a solid core of comfort. Even while the world shifts and changes according to the workings of divine will, as you move along your life journey step by step, that divine will is moving you too, Shining One, into fulfillment of your destiny. Life is not working at cross purposes with you, far from it. It is a co-conspirator with your heart. Come back to the stillness of the love within and know your heart light to be what it is, reliable and true, showing you the way even now in peace and stillness. Right? The heart knows the way. The universe works with it. That's why this person, if they're destined to be in their light and come out of their shadow, if their walls are destined to come down, the Archon's presence is enough. Just like Moldavite, you don't have to keep it on you every single day. Just coming in contact with Moldavite once shifts the vibration. Just coming in contact with it will change your whole fucking trajectory. You don't have to hold it on you every day. I swear, you hold Moldavite for 2 freaking minutes on your body and it will change your trajectory. It's no different. The trumpet, the Archon, they don't have to stick around. They just needed to be present and present the opportunity, the willingness to teach, so that someone can choose to learn. And they're going to learn, because as soon as the trumpet leaves, as soon as the Archon leaves and moves forward, and trust spirit that it doesn't feel good to continue to be around this person, that you cannot help them. They have to choose to help themselves now, right? They're going to go through the cyclone. They're going to go through the chrysalis. They're going to go through the awakening and the releasing of chains and face all of their bullshit. How they've robbed themselves, essentially, and come out wiser on the other end. They will learn. They will redeem their light. Whether the Archon gets to come back in and witness it later or not does not matter. The Archon, the Moldavite, served its purpose. Period. Nothing needs to be forced. They were guided together and they were guided apart, and that was all that was ever meant to happen. Everything else unfolding, it's going to unfold the way it unfolds. All you have to do is trust that it is unfolding in the highest good of everybody, one way or another. And all you have to do is stay in that alignment. That is the guidance. Commit, right? Commitment. Commit to your divinity. Commit to source, the dance, right? The dance, knowing what it's doing. Universal law, source creator that co-creates with us and loves us unconditionally, knows what it's doing. It's not fucking up. It never has. It never will. So just trust it. You're guided in, great. You're guided out, great. You don't have to have any feelings about it either way, right? The Archon is not upset. Flash back to the beginning of the message, right? The Archon is not upset or feeling some type of way about someone who doesn't want to learn right now. Archon's like, all right, that's fine. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep it moving, right? Best of luck to you. Well wishes, you know? So trust, if you identify as and resonate as the Archon and you've got to let someone go, then you've got to let someone go, and that's okay. You're being guided to let go. So it's okay to let go. You're supposed to. You're supposed to. Let this be your divine confirmation, right? You're supposed to let go. They're going to heal. Your presence was enough. Your presence was divine, and that was enough. Don't slip into the poison of this person and feel like you've got to control it and you've got to try harder and you need to do more, right? Spare yourself. Move on. Move on. It's fine. You know? And if you identify as a snakebite person listening to this message and you're in denial about it, that's fine. You can call me crazy. I don't care. Just don't say I didn't tell you so. I tried. I tried. You know? To each in their own time. It's fine. I'm not offended. I'm not offended. I'm sorry you're going to go through a shit show. Because that's coming. I'm sorry in advance that you chose that route. You know? But, hey, more power to you. More power to you. All right, y'all. I love you. I hope that this message finds you whenever it's meant to find you and that you can appreciate all of the highest good messages that came out for you at this time to help you on your own path moving forward so that you don't get hung up in situations that are literally just detouring you off your highest good path. And, well, that is not the point, right? To end up detoured is not the point. So until next we meet, bye everyone.